Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a book that has completely transformed the way I think about money, decisions, and life itself. The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel. This book is packed with profound insights, relatable stories, and practical lessons that go beyond the numbers. We'll begin our journey through this book with Chapter 1, titled No One's Crazy. This chapter sheds light on why people think about money the way they do and why their decisions, no matter how odd they may seem, often make perfect sense to them. So, grab a cup of coffee or tea, settle in, and let's explore why the psychology of money is just as important, if not more so, than the math behind it. Introduction to Chapter 1. No One's Crazy. In The Psychology of Money, Morgan Housel makes an important argument. People's financial decisions aren't crazy. They're just personal. Each of us views money through a lens shaped by our unique life experiences, upbringing, and the economic events we've lived through. Think about it. Have you ever wondered why some people are incredibly cautious with their savings, while others seem to take big risks without a second thought? Or why certain individuals prioritize spending on experiences over long-term investments? This chapter explains that these differences aren't irrational. They're simply reflections of how our personal stories shape our financial behaviors. Core concepts from Chapter 1. The chapter dives deep into three main ideas that form the foundation of how we understand money and human behavior. 1. Experience shapes perception. One of the most striking insights Housel shares is that most people base their financial decisions not on statistical data or logical reasoning, but on their lived experiences. For example, if you grew up during a period of economic hardship like the Great Depression, you might prioritize saving every penny, valuing security over all else. On the other hand, if your formative years were spent in times of economic prosperity, you might feel more comfortable taking risks, whether in investments or career choices. Let me share a relatable story. Imagine two friends, John and Sarah. John's grandparents lived through the 2008 financial crisis and constantly warned him about market volatility. Sarah, however, grew up in a tech boom, watching her parents make lucrative investments. Today, John is cautious and avoids stocks, while Sarah invests heavily in tech startups. Neither is wrong. They're simply influenced by their backgrounds. 2. Personal bias is inevitable. Housel argues that money is emotional, not mathematical. And because no one has lived through every financial scenario, we all develop biases based on the limited experiences we've had. Consider this. If you've experienced a job loss during a recession, you're likely to be wary of risky ventures or live paycheck to paycheck, even if your financial situation improves later. Similarly, if you've only witnessed growth and prosperity, you might underestimate the risks of a downturn. This is why personal finance is so subjective. It's easy to judge someone else's decisions, but without living their life, you can't fully understand the rationale behind their choices. 3. There's no universal approach. One of the most liberating ideas in this chapter is that there's no single correct way to handle money. Some people save meticulously for the future, while others focus on enjoying the present. Both approaches are valid. They're just tailored to different priorities and life experiences. For example, a person nearing retirement may prioritize saving and financial stability, while a young entrepreneur might pour their resources into building a business. Neither is inherently better. It all depends on context. Storytelling moments. Housel uses real-life anecdotes to drive his points home. One story that stands out is about an investor who made seemingly reckless decisions but succeeded because the timing and environment were in their favor. This investor wasn't necessarily more skilled than others. They simply operated in a context that rewarded their choices. Another compelling example is the comparison between two generations: those who lived through the Great Depression and those who grew up during the dot-com boom. The former tends to value frugality and security, while the latter might embrace risk and innovation. These stories underscore the importance of perspective in shaping financial behaviors. Let me ask you this. What's a financial decision you've made that others might not understand? Was it influenced by something in your past? Share your story in the comments. I'd love to hear how your experiences have shaped your money mindset, why it matters. The big takeaway from Chapter 1 is empathy. It's easy to criticize others' financial decisions, whether it's a friend who spends extravagantly or a family member who hoards savings. But the psychology of money challenges us to think differently. Instead of judgment, this chapter invites us to ask, what life experiences led them to make this choice? This shift in perspective not only helps us understand others, but also encourages us to reflect on our own biases. Think about your own money story. Were you influenced by your parents, a significant life event, or a particular phase of the economy? Recognizing these influences can help you make more informed and intentional financial decisions going forward. Practical applications. Now, you might be wondering, how can I use this knowledge in my own life? Here are a few actionable steps. 1. Reflect on your money story. Take some time to think about the experiences that have shaped your views on money. Write them down. This awareness can help you identify any biases that might be affecting your financial decisions. 2. Practice empathy. The next time you hear about someone making a financial choice you wouldn't make, pause and consider their perspective. What might their experiences be? 3. Embrace your unique path. Remember that there's no universal formula for financial success. What works for you might not work for someone else, and that's okay. This chapter isn't just about understanding money. It's about understanding people. It's a reminder that behind every financial decision is a human story, a story of hopes, fears, and dreams. Let's take this opportunity to reflect together. How have your personal experiences influenced the way you think about money? For instance, were you shaped by a financial crisis, a family business, or a particular role model? I'll start. For me, growing up in a household where frugality was emphasized taught me the importance of saving, but it also made me cautious about taking risks. Over time, I've learned to balance security with growth, but that mindset didn't change overnight. It was a journey. Closing thoughts. As we wrap up our discussion of Chapter 1, here's what I want you to take away. No one's crazy when it comes to money. Each person's decisions make sense in the context of their experiences, values, and priorities. This chapter is just the beginning of a fascinating exploration into the psychology of money. Call to action. If this video resonated with you, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel. And if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you'll be the first to know when the next chapter breakdown is live. Now, I'd love to hear from you. How has your upbringing or major life events shaped your financial decisions? Share your stories in the comments. I can't wait to read them.